What's up, losers? Today I'm back with another installment in my r/fatlogic series, where I read and react to funny and embarrassing posts from r/fatlogic. This is episode 37 in the series. Wow. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right into the posts.
Watched Winnie the Pooh last night, and was unironically like Pooh is years ahead of Rabbit in terms of his analysis on health, and bodies, and the social construct of disability. Like Pooh is like, yeah, I'm fat, and I'm happy about it. When he can't fit through the rabbit's doorway, the rabbit is like, you shouldn't eat so much. And Pooh is like, no, you need a bigger doorway. And I was like, that's right, like bodies aren't the problem. Eating and enjoying food isn't the problem. It's the way infrastructure is made to not accommodate a diversity of bodies that is. Like it on his level, Rabbit. Hashtag I love Pooh. Hashtag and this is 10,000% correct, thank you OP. Hashtag Rabbit just get a bigger back door bro SJFNDJFJJF. Hashtag Winnie the Pooh. Hashtag body positivity. Hashtag fat phobia.
Okay, but like, Pooh isn't even that fat though. Sure, he has a bit of a tummy. But compared to some of today's fat acceptance crowd, he's practically emaciated. If he were real, he probably wouldn't even be able to call himself plus size, without the risk of offending the super fats and infini fats, haha. Setting that aside though, I don't really agree with the idea that infrastructure has to change to accommodate massively obese people. Like, where is the money going to come from? Why should the vast majority of people who are able to maintain a reasonable size be made to subsidize the poor life choices of morbidly obese people? And let's be real here. Most real-world doorways are not that narrow. You don't have to be anywhere near skinny to get through them. Only a very small percentage of the population is large enough for this to be an issue. And they have gotten that way through a sustained pattern of poor choices over the course of years. This isn't to say that we can't feel sorry for these people. I'm sure it would be really embarrassing to be unable to fit through a door. And I wish that nobody had to experience something like that. But ultimately, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I don't think it's fair to hold other people financially responsible for your self-destructive behavior. As I write all of this, it occurs to me that this post could be satire. It's hard to tell with fat acceptance, when their content is always bordering on self-parody at the best of times. But even if it is satire, I don't care. It's funny. I had fun responding to it. And thinking about Winnie the Pooh took me back to my early childhood. A more innocent time. So that was nice.
It is completely normal to eat a lot past fullness. When you start your intuitive eating journey, you are healing from all of the mental and/or physical restriction you've experienced. The only way out is through.
I'm going to have to disagree with this. Eating beyond the point of fullness is not a healthy habit to encourage. And it certainly can't be considered healing. If anything, it's doing even more damage to your body and your relationship with food. Having the odd occasion where you overindulge is fine. Nearly everyone does it, and it's not going to cause any lasting issues. But if you convince yourself that it's not only okay, but even beneficial, to gorge yourself on food past the point at which you have identified that you are physically full, there's nothing to stop you from doing it on a regular basis. And allowing it to become a coping mechanism which you can no longer go without. In other words, it will cause you to develop a binge eating problem. I take particular issue with this kind of approach being promoted as a treatment plan for restrictive eating disorders, which is not explicitly stated in the post, but is likely implied. The reason this prospect so concerns me is because I can only really see it going one of two ways, and neither of them are good. The first of these possibilities is that the extreme change being suggested will prove too confronting for the patient, and they will retreat back into their regular comfort blanket of restriction. It's like trying to get someone off substances by having them go cold turkey. Sure, it might work sometimes, but often this will prove too challenging, and make them give up before they even begin. In most cases, I think it is better to take an incremental approach, rather than throwing someone who is emotionally vulnerable right in the deep end. The other possibility I can envision is the person trading one ED for another, and developing a binge eating problem as a way of filling the void that their restrictive ED left behind. Eating disordered people generally use restriction as a way of coping with emotional issues, and this means that they will be easily susceptible to finding a new emotional crutch if they stop restricting. I worry that intuitive eating plans like this that promise healing may actually send people down the wrong track, and leave them in a position that is no better than where they started. I want to be fair to this post, and acknowledge that I have strayed away from what it actually says a bit. And that I don't really know how the poster feels about everything I've said. Ultimately, I guess this was just stuff I wanted to say, and I've used this as an opportunity to do so. Nevertheless, I feel that posts like this, which glorify unhealthy binging, can easily be damaging if the wrong person reads them, and I don't think it is responsible to post them on social media. Regardless of the strange beliefs one might hold about the supposed healing power of overeating. Oh, and this just occurred to me, but isn't continuing to eat after you're already full kind of the opposite of intuitive eating? Like, where does the intuition come in? Surely at some point you're just pro-eating, right? But what do I know, haha.
You can very much lose weight without severe, nutritionless restriction.
Most people can't, actually.
Most people, I wouldn't go that far. 2 of my best friends, my fiancé, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, and myself, have all lost weight simply from eating less. It's literally just how most bodies work.
This one was fun to read. Not gonna lie, it's great seeing someone's desperate cope be so easily dispatched by a dose of cold, hard reality. One of the more bizarre aspects of fat acceptance, and specifically its claims about the near impossibility of dieting, is how easily it can be contradicted by knowing some people. Like, surely most people know at least one person who has lost weight and kept it off. Right, I definitely know a few people who have lost weight. This person was able to name a bunch off the top of their head. Do these fat activists live under a rock or something? Or have they just cut off everyone they know who wanted to lose weight? Because they consider other people's diets a personal attack on them? Or did their unlikable personalities drive everyone away? I suppose it could be all of the above. But yeah, all in all, the responder in this post put things basically perfectly. You don't have to restrict that heavily, or deprive yourself of nutrients to lose weight. You just have to eat a little less. It's not that complicated. Fat acceptance fools just don't want to admit it because they refuse to take any responsibility for anything. How disappointing. I kind of wish, just for curiosity's sake, that the post had included the response from the anti-diet person. If there was one, I wonder if they tried to argue the point somehow. Or if they just took the L. Alas, we can't have everything we want in life. Well, that's all I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed looking over today's posts with me, and hearing me ramble on about them, haha. What do you think? Can you lose weight without severe, nutritionless restriction? Does eating beyond the point of fullness heal you? Is Winnie the Pooh the fat icon that we all need in our lives? Let me know in the comments. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, or I'll sneak into your house and eat all your honey. Just kidding, haha. Anyway, catch you later.